Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 23rd or 24th. It's in the title. You have this Fiery Climax Approaches card and also this card that says it's time to take action. Both Aries cards, by the way, so we're kicking it off here with a bunch of Aries energy and in an Aquarius reading. So a lot of like initiation energy, like getting started, right? Right off the bat. And you even have the Knight of Wands as well, which can also be a card of, getting started. So I would say that I feel a lot of you, it is time to take action on something like a new direction or something that you're working towards, which of course would be a good idea. You have the Three of Swords. We still have like a lot of healing energy in the astrology just in general. That is kind of like lightening up finally. And, I would just say that a lot of people could be going through like a healing period or could be healing in general in their lives and focusing on healing. I personally don't look at the Three of Swords as necessarily like a bad card. Like, sure, it could represent a breakup or a separation, but we have to really pay attention to where it's coming up in the reading, which is the very first card. And so that would tell me that, whatever it is, whatever the Three of Swords is, has already happened. And also, the Three of Swords is really about forgiveness and removing those swords from your own heart. And we are in a time of forgiveness as well, so practicing forgiveness would be a good idea. On top of that, if we just connect the dots here, we have the Death card, which is like transforming past something. We have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords sees things clearly for the first time. And then we have the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups is showing up in the good stuff. So the Five of Cups normally would represent grieving the loss of something you no longer enjoy. But in the good stuff, it would say you're finding something new. So really, I feel like you're healing from something that hurt you. And it doesn't have to be love. It could be anything. You have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, he takes action towards his desires. So I always say the Knight of Wands is a little bit hard to, it's like a little bit nebulous. You can't grab onto it. The feeling of the Knight of Wands necessarily, it's kind of hard to describe, but, again, he maybe has a desire to go create something in his life, but he has a lot of questions, let's put it that way. But, the trick with the Knight of Wands is that he is the true builder in the tarot. So he needs to have the confidence that if he doesn't have something he needs, that he can easily build it. He will figure out, what he needs as he goes along. And I feel that developing that level of confidence would be very beneficial for you right now, Aquarius. You have this Courage card coming up in your next row. So, again, just connecting all these dots, I feel that you're kind of like about to start building something new. It's kind of like I feel like the universe is saying, like, why are you swimming in the shallow end? That's really what I want to say. I don't really see this in the cards, right? But just intuitively, I feel it's like this reading is saying, like, okay, you're like, it's like you maybe, like, let's pretend you're like 16 years old and you're still in the kiddie pool, It's like that's the feeling I get here. It's like the universe is trying to say, like, it's time to, like, start, like, playing in the deep end. It's time to start, swimming, right? You've learned how to swim. You know how to swim. But it's like you're standing there with your floaties on, even though you know how to swim. And this is not a criticism. I feel, if anything, this should be giving you confidence. And I know I'm speaking very generally here, but I feel this is about like work or business or, something that you've been working at for a while. And so I feel it's time to like make those bigger moves. It's like you've learned enough and now it's time to take a bigger risk. And that's kind of the feeling I get here. You have the Two of Cups. There's a little bit of love in this reading, so if you want love, definitely could be new love coming in for you. Two of Cups is usually a person who's different than your usual type, so it could be a person like that. Two of Cups is also a great card for communicating with your higher self. So, dreams, daydreams, going for walks, however you connect with your higher self or, your guides, your ancestors, the universe, it would be a great time to do that and to get answers with the Two of Cups. With the Three of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups. Like I said, I feel like there's really nothing to say here because I feel like this right here was very obvious to me at the beginning of the reading that you are moving past something. So it's almost like the message is just repeating with that Eight of Cups. Yeah, with the Knight of Wands, you have the Sun. Again, the Sun is a very good card, but if we really look at what the Sun means, it is hard to describe because it is like a spotlight in your life. So you have to look at yourself and say, like, where is my attention going? The Sun is your attention. And again, attention is not something that we can really grab onto and kind of like see in the 3D, right? Because you might be watching something on Netflix and then all of a sudden you have a business idea or something like that. That's what I mean by attention. Like your attention is being randomly drawn to something. But actually taking that thing and bringing it down to earth, whatever the idea is the challenge with the Sun. Again, the Sun is the best card in the tarot, but again, we still have to work with the energy. So I feel that there is a spotlight or there is a light in your life right now. And I feel like there has been for a while. And it's time to start moving towards that light is what the Sun is saying with the Knight of Wands. With the Two of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. Yeah, if you want love, I definitely would suggest healing at this time. We do have Venus will be going retrograde soon enough. And, during Venus retrograde, I always tell people, like, I think the retrograde rules are ridiculous in the first place. I don't think we should let astrology or tarot control our lives. It's loose guidance at best. It is kind of like a layer on your life, if that makes sense. You have your life and then like astrology, tarot right on top of it, just pointing out energy you can work with. As long as you pay attention, you will be fine. And also, if you date a person that you're like meant to marry, just because you meet them during retrograde doesn't mean that you're not going to marry them, right? It's like the universe isn't that petty here, Aquarius. But I would definitely say with Venus going retrograde, it would be an amazing time to heal. The other thing I think of here for you with all this Aries energy is that we still have Chiron in Aries. And, that Chiron in Aries, like on a very Chris's crappy astrology level, could be about healing value, like what brings you value in your life. And this could be experiences, relationships, ideas, how you treat yourself, like the list goes on and on there, everything in your life. And there really is a lot about that going on in the astrology anyway, right? Like healing value or what brings value into your life. And that's kind of what's popping into my head with these two cards. So I would definitely pay attention to it. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Enchanted Illusion card. It says, see through the veil of illusion and have the courage to see things as they really are. You have this Courage card. It says, boost your courage so you can put yourself out there in a bigger way. Yeah, exactly what I said. Like I said, it's time to swim in the deep end here, Aquarius. I really do feel this is like business related or work related or career related. So if you want to put yourself out there in a bigger way or get a raise or a promotion or grow your business, whatever, now would be the time to take those types of risks. You have the Death card, the World, and the Hermit. The Death card, of course, can represent a big transformation or a major change coming in for you here. We also see clarity because we have the two pillars that are on the moon right back here, and the Sun is coming up between the pillars, and we have the Sun in your reading. And so a moon period is usually a period of like confusion, fears, anxieties, things like that. But I feel that you are kind of entering into a period of clarity with the Queen of Swords showing up in your reading. Next, you have the World. The World, of course, is great. The World can represent an accomplishment or an achievement. You also show up on the World right here. So the World can kind of be your card. The World has all four fixed signs on it. I read the World, of course, as Capricorn, but, you show up right here. So it could definitely be your energy. It's like saying that you're showing up in a strong position or a position of power and strength, which is great. But I do feel it's time for you to like focus on your accomplishments or things that you do want to accomplish. You have the Hermit. A lot of people get the Hermit right now, and really, I would say that I feel Hermit energy is the universe is saying we have to shine bright. We have Pluto and Aquarius. I think one of the most spiritual, best things we can do, everybody on Earth right now, is be an example for other people, but you can't be an example hiding at the top of the mountain, right? So the Hermit, like I feel this is very much a collective energy that people are feeling, where we've been through a difficult period of time. We've learned a lot, and the thing about the Hermit is it's very tempting to stay at the top of the mountain because he is in isolation. He's isolated, and he doesn't have to face like the cold, harsh reality of the world. And so maybe he's thinking to himself, like, I should stay here because I don't have to risk being hurt. But to be truly brave and courageous, I feel that you have to risk risk shining your light, which could potentially risk being hurt. I always say the biggest risk right now that everyone can take is get attention with Pluto and Aquarius. With the Death card, you have the Two of Cups again. So there you go. Definitely could be a change in, or there is a change in your love life coming in for you here. So if you do want love, could be a new connection. With the World, you have the King of Swords. So I feel like I've said this to you before. If you want love, we have the King and Queen of Swords here. I'm not the biggest fan of the King and Queen of Swords as divine counterparts because they are not looking at each other. They're not kind of seeing eye to eye. But I also, whenever I get the King and Queen of Swords together in a reading, to me it just represents two people who aren't talking. So number one, it might be a person that you don't even know yet, so that would make sense. If it is a person that you know, then there needs to be like flirting or talking or something along those lines. With the Hermit, you have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is like wish fulfillment or fulfillment, and I feel that you could be looking for fulfillment in life. The Nine of Cups, we have to match the energy of what we want. So he is bathing, he is a perfect energetic match to everything he wants. He's bathing in the energy. And I would look at your habits, your activities, your what you think, the words that you use against yourself, all that stuff, as far as like what you want is concerned, and I would make sure that you're pointing in a positive direction. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Trust and Love card. So, if you want love, I feel like you have to, obviously, could be having to trust a new person, right? Or you're just having to trust that you can find love in the first place. I also feel this is saying that you need to trust what you do love. And so, a lot of you, I feel you need to look at the decisions you're making and make sure you're moving in the direction of love. And we're not talking about a person here. We're talking about what you love, as in, the activities, the businesses, the careers, the things you work on, all that other stuff. And I would really make sure to do that. You have the Queen of Swords. Again, I'm actually going to show you on the table. I feel pretty good about the Queen of Swords because she represents gaining clarity for the first time. And she's looking over at this Five of Cups. So you could finally be gaining a lot of clarity or having a lot of breakthroughs. We are kind of like in a weird time mentally. I think that right now we are dealing with a lot of mental energy. What I would say the good news of it, and a lot of healing energy as well, but like that, it could be like uncomfortable healing where we have realizations that make us uncomfortable about things we did in the past or however we're living our lives, right? But I would say the positive side of it is that this could be leading to major breakthroughs for people. And these breakthroughs could be really kind of like setting us free, even from kind of those things that have held us back for a long time. People talk about like ancestral trauma, for example, right? It's like if you were raised a certain way and your parents taught you certain things unconsciously, like about whatever, money, love, business, whatever, you could be breaking through those patterns, and that would be a good thing. You have the Page of Cups. Definitely could be an admirer coming in for you. You have the Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles. Could be any sign. I always look at the Page of Cups as just a general admirer in your life. So this could just be a person that's interested in you. And that's it. That's all I feel there. You have the Eight of Cups again. So you have the Eight of Cups twice. We go from here, Eight of Cups, down to the Eight of Cups. Even the King of Swords represents great knowledge and wisdom. And so this could be you gaining the wisdom or the knowledge that it's time to go find fulfillment. Again, the Eight of Cups, he doesn't really know what he's walking towards. He just knows that these 8 cups do not represent fulfillment for him. And he doesn't know if he's going to find fulfillment or not. He just is saying, like, I'm not going to settle. And I feel that would be a good energy for you. Like, no settling, right? With the Queen of Swords, you have the Strength card. We basically have Strength twice because we have this Leo card here and the Strength card here. So Leo is your opposite sign, and I always encourage people to work with their opposite sign's energy. We also had Mars go retrograde in Leo, your opposite sign. So even though Mars is now going to be moving direct this week in Cancer, it will go back to Leo. And I feel like between now and like May, basically, that you should be working on your inner strength and your courage. With the Page of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, very slow. Here's the weird thing that's popping into my head here as well. Aquarius, that you might meet a person who is taking it slow or wants to take it slow, but I actually feel this is like a healthy connection. So let's say you meet someone like over the next 6 months, right? Like tarot to me is timeless. I think that, the universe doesn't wear a watch, right? Things happen when they're going to happen. But you could, I just feel intuitively that you could meet this person. And I feel like you feel that they're moving slow, but I also just feel that this person is not toxic, right? It's like sometimes we get with a person, or we're too used to people who move very quickly. So then when we get with someone who wants to move more slowly, or who is moving more slowly, we think that they are toxic, but really they're not toxic. Just everything we've experienced before is toxic. Like, we experience a person who's like love bombing us and, is trying to move things quicker because they're toxic, right? And so I feel that there might be some weird feelings. I don't feel this is bad. I feel like of course you're going to be attracted to the person and everything. But I feel the one thing that might throw you off is that this person is slow. And maybe at first you're saying to yourself, this person's playing games. But no, I think they're just a normal person, right? So definitely something to think about. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yes. The secret with the Eight of Cups is that our life cannot change until we walk away from the Eight of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune is a change in your fortunes. So there could be a very good change in your fortunes in this reading, but it's going to require like the total removal of something that no longer serves you with the Eight of Cups. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Innovate card. It says, with the right inspiration, you can bring a novel approach to almost anything. What can you innovate to contribute towards making the world a better place? I mean, you're an Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, all about innovation. So I would be innovating. You have this focus card. It says, it's difficult to be productive when your energy is so scattered in many directions. It's coming up in the good stuff, which is good, because this would say that you are getting more focused. I would have loved to see like the Eight of Wands in this reading, or even like the Nine of Pentacles, for example, as well. We still have 3 cards to clarify, so we'll see what comes up. But, I definitely feel focus is important at this time. You have the Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. The Five of Cups and the good stuff would say that you are being grateful for what you have, which is going to lead to the bridge and the castle. So the trick with the Five of Cups is we just have to focus on what we have, not on what we don't have. But again, it's coming up in the good stuff, so I think that your good things are happening. You have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles can represent like communication, good news. I do kind of feel good news coming in for you here. I feel this is more of like a realization though, Aquarius. I don't know that I would call it like a breakthrough, like I said earlier, but it's like sometimes I think we have those realizations on, past behavior or things that we did in the past. And it's like once we realize like what we did and why it's not the right way to go about things, that there can be a sense of freedom that comes with that, because then it's like we understand how the world works at that point. And I kind of just feel that here with the Page of Pentacles, where it's like I feel like you're just downloading information and about your life, and it's very good. You have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, of course, is the Wounded Warrior. The Nine of Wands says do not give up, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So I feel that you are not giving up on the things that you want and desire. With the Five of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. I would also accept the Eight of Pentacles, because Eight of Pentacles is focused, diligent work. And I said on that focus card, I would love to see a focus card here. So he is working on one thing, and I feel that would be very helpful. That card even said, it's difficult to be productive when your energy is scattered in so many different directions. He is working on one thing. He's not working on 900 things at once, right? So focus is very important, but Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords in the good stuff would say that you are probably finding another way to do things. I always say that she's thinking this or that, but she has a third place behind her. She has another option in how she can go about working or doing things in her life. And so I feel you could be discovering like other ways of doing things, which is great. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Devil. This could be you kind of like leaving behind toxic behavior, traits, people, places, things, since it's coming up in this position in the area of the good stuff. It can also say that you're setting yourself free. The Devil can just represent being stuck and bound to something, right? It really can be anything. It could be toxic habits, toxic traits, toxic people. And in the good stuff, it would say you're setting yourself free. You have this crib card. It says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. You are definitely birthing something new. We said that at the beginning of the reading. So any new things that you're working on are clearly going to be very good for you. You have this bowl card. It says plenty of material things. If you focus is what I would add to the end of that with that Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. Like if you have an idea, just commit to it to 90 days. I always say I have a 90-day rule, right? So I start new projects every 90 days, but I only start one thing, and my focus is that one thing for that 90 days, whether it's working or not. I have found that 90 days is a good amount of time to give something, because if it's going to work, I'll probably figure it out in about 90 days. If it's not going to work, it's a good amount of time to give something to decide like, okay, this isn't going to work, right? And so I think it would be a great time for you to do that. You have this well card that says family wishes come true. Definitely could be some good stuff going on with family. A lot of people in the February readings and in the mid-monthly readings had really great stuff about family, so that just makes sense. You have this owl card that says good advice from a wise person, King of Swords. King of Swords can be like a mentor, a person you look up to, could be any gender as well. But we are definitely in a time of like teachers and mentors. Like, again, it's something that repeats a lot for people, that they should be like leaning on the knowledge of other people. And that's it. That's all I would do there. You have this mountain road. It says you're on the road to success. Love it. So definitely success coming in for you. But this looks really good, Aquarius. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.